All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. If you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business. If I had any kind of need, construction need, I would call Ireland Contracting. So I would say you should too. 1-800-NEW-ROOF. They're the best in the business. That's why they're #1 in Pittsburgh. Give us a call right now on the Borders to Borders hotline at 412-575-2600. We're talking Antonio Brown. We're going to be also monitoring our phone lines here. I heard Pomp got pranked a few times yesterday. I'm keeping an eye on these. We're writing down phone numbers, and I'm not taking anonymous phone calls. All right. Paul, let's go out to Ed out in Crafton. What's up, Ed?
Hey, Rich. Hi, Paul.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Good evening. Yeah, Pomp got brutalized last night. There's
heard.
a lot of ignorant people out there.
He called me. You know, Fridays are always deadly, and Saturdays. So he said he called me and warned me.
Wow. But anyways, back to this AB thing. Yeah, third round and a box of donuts for sure. But it seems like to me that Antonio thinks he could turn down a deal, like if he don't want to go somewhere. That's not true, right?
Well, technically it's not, but he did already.
Yeah, I know. That's what I heard.
And I mean, I don't know if he can turn down a deal. I think he can sabotage a deal, and that's what he basically did.
Yeah.
He said he's not going to report. So now the Bills are going to be like, why am I going to trade you my 9th pick, and we're going to get a guy that's not even going to show up? It doesn't work out.
Exactly. That's the point. And so even though he couldn't technically turn it down, he basically did turn it down because he said, I'm not going there.
So what I would do, and I don't even know if this is legal, I reached out to a couple agents and asked them, I wouldn't pay him the $2.5 million. I would say basically you sabotaged us, you hurt the value of you're an asset, you hurt your value. I'm not paying you $2.5 million roster bonus on March 17th. Go ahead and sue me. Whatever you want to do. We'll just drag this out. You don't have to do it. Don't even show up. Because he basically said he doesn't need to play football. We'll see. I'm going to retain your rights.
I don't need
you don't have to play football.
I don't need to play football. I don't need money, but I need to do basically one of those
cameo videos.
I need to do cameo videos for $350. Look, I understand why everybody is coming at it with this. I would do this. I'd hold them. I would, I've heard people, I'd keep them throughout the season and suspend them every game and all this other stuff. That's emotional.
Yeah.
It's a business. The business is we need to get rid of him. We need to get him away from us, get him out of our locker room, and move on and learn from this in the future, which means you take whatever you can get, you get him traded before the 17th, and you move on.
But isn't it a business move to maybe utilize those clauses or look at the contract and say we're not going to pay you this? We're going to try to get as much value as we can from you. And if that means that you're going to sit out, we're hurting you too, but we're helping us. Because we might get something at draft time. So maybe string this $2.5 million out because you know it's not going to be, you'd have to go through some kind of arbitration. I'm sure the union would fight it. So at least get you to the end of April so maybe you can get a better deal during the draft.
You want to go through the draft, you want to do all this other stuff, and you still want to be playing around with this guy.
I think you can get a better deal if you string it out to the draft.
I don't think it's worth it.
You might be right, but I think
and you might get a worse deal, and then you might be stuck with him. To me, you take the best deal you can get and move on with him.
All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Tony out in Monongahela. What's up, Tony?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling, man.
Interesting takes on Antonio Brown tonight. Not sure why everyone just wants to give him up for nothing. I mean, that's as embarrassing as Richie's hair.
It's another. We got your number. We got your number, Tony. I love it.
What's
724-446.
What's his name, Tony?
Yeah.
Let me think about this. Let me think about this. Tony, it's Friday night, and the only thing you have to do is prank call a TV station.
Yeah, and make fun of my hair. Come on.
Oh, give me a break.
I mean.
Yeah, you must be a lot of fun at parties.
Let's do.
Do you even get invited to parties?
Seth from Carrick, what's up, Seth?
Go.
What's going on, man?
Hey, buddy, how you guys doing?
Are you going to make fun of my hair? Because I'm writing your phone number down right now.
No,
okay.
I was just wondering, Antonio Brown, I'm kind of feeling like this is the tip of the iceberg. I feel like he's going to go to another team. It's going to be peaches and cream. And then whenever he's getting double, triple team as he was here, and they're going to throw to the lesser receivers because they'll be less covered, and he's going to throw a pity party and a tantrum, and I think he's just going to implode. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening, Paul. I mean, if you have Ben Roethlisberger, who's arguably, I mean, my opinion, top 5, but some people say top 10, but he's a veteran quarterback, and you're on a good team. Now you're going to the Raiders. If it's the Raiders, or even if it's the 49ers, you probably got a better quarterback situation with the Raiders.
This is exactly why I say the Steelers need to get rid of this guy.
Yeah,
you can't trust him. And the thing about it is, get rid of him, get away from him as soon as you can, because the bottom line is, just like that caller said, just like I've said a million times, it'll be all nice and everyone you think will be happy and it'll be fun until the first thing goes wrong, and then it'll turn into a numbskull, or until somebody makes more money than him, or until whatever.
Well, the one thing Clayton said with Pony, that Tyreek Hill is going to be the highest paid receiver. So now Odell Beckham's ahead of him, Hill's ahead of him. Now he's going to want more money than that.
Exactly, but that's my point. My point is, why do you want this guy around? I mean, I understand trying to get value. There comes a point with certain guys where you're just better off getting rid of them. And I think he's there. I do. I think he's the kind of guy you'll never win with.
A lot of people question how that locker room's going to be. And here's my answer to that. It might be split 50-50, but some of his teammates are working out with him right now and have no problem with what he's doing. But Jalen Samuels is there.
Yeah, but they're working out with him. My point is, if he's gone, there's not going to be one guy in that locker room who's going to be upset.
No, but I'm saying if he comes back, which I think is about 0%.
Yeah, you're going to have about 50%, maybe even more of the guys are not going to want him in the locker room.
And I think it basically comes down to what the quarterback wants.
And they would basically say, well, I don't know that there's a whole lot of guys that are following the quarterback either. But my point is, it comes down to the first, even if they all say the right things, the first time this guy did something stupid, everybody would be back to, why did we allow him back here?
Don't you think that if Antonio Brown first game and is somehow back with the Steelers, doesn't get traded, how many targets do you think he's going to get from Ben? Ben's going to prove a point, right?
Yeah, he'll prove it one way or the other. It'll either be 0 targets or 20, and Ben will throw 8 interceptions trying to throw it 20 times to him. One or the other.
All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, some of your tweets. If you want to call about my hair, I'll take the phone call. Like my man Tony. Got your number. You're going to be getting a call
Tony, get a date. Next Friday, try and get a date. That way you don't have to call us.
All right, back in a couple minutes.